Coming up, there's panic at the park as a koala goes AWOL.
Where are you, buddy?
It's something scaly, but not where we like it.
Sorry, buddy. It's going to feel better in a minute.
And he's in, he's out, he's wobbling all about.
Wombats are bulldozers of the bush. He's definitely not in there.
No, mate, I can see 3, not 4. He's supposed to be in here.
Mike has discovered that overnight one of our koalas has gone AWOL.
Yeah, I got to tell you, mate, I always get worried when koalas are out. I mean, we've got dingoes here, devils there. Let's have a look at this yard and then find him.
OK, mate.
We have 13 koalas here at the reptile park, and sometimes they go missing. They don't vanish into thin air, but perhaps a keeper leaves a hose or a rake up against the fence, and koala climbs out. Other times, they just get the desire to jump out. It's not easy, but it happens. Well, the yard's good. I mean, there's no obvious signs out, so it's something else. But, you know, our priority now, we've got a koala on the loose.
Theo's on the loose.
Yep, we've got to find him.
Righto, let's get on.
Come on, Theo, where are you, mate? Where are you, buddy? I'm really worried about Theo. Koalas, when they get out, they climb up a tree in a safe spot, go up, across a limb into another tree, and they can come down, be someone's lunch. What are you doing up there, mate? Haven't seen anyone about this big, fluffy, black nose? I hope not. Make sure you bark if you do.
We've been out here for an hour now. I gotta tell you, I don't like this one bit.
Theo, boy, Theo. What have you done?
This is getting worrying. It's fast becoming a race against time.
We'll look for Theo all day if we have to. He could be up really high in a tree, covered by leaves and foliage, and simply, we can't see him. If we have to, we'll stay here at night. I really hope it doesn't come to that. Come on, Theo, where are you, mate?
We're now up to 2 hours, and my neck's becoming a bit sore.
Where are you, boy? Where are you?
If we don't find him soon, I'm going to have to extend the search outside the park.
What's for Tim?
Go ahead.
I've got Theo.
Ah, you little ripper. Good on you, mate.
Well, that's the good news. The bad news is Theo's made his way right up into the top branches, and he will not want to come down.
Well, you found him. Now we've got to get him down.
The fun part.
Yeah, I don't want him to get any higher.
No, I don't want him any higher either.
Theo, no more. The plan now is just to scale the tree, try and get myself up high enough that I can then use the pole. And the pole's got a plastic bag on the end that makes a bit of noise. Now, you put that above the koala's head, and hopefully it makes the koala come down. I'm coming up, Theo.
That's it, mate.
Come on. Oh, he's going up.
The cheeky little fella, every move up the tree I make, he goes a bit higher.
He's going up.
The trouble is, the higher he goes, the further there is for both of us to fall.
Come on, pal.
He's going even further, lovely.
I don't want to have to go to the top of that tree because it starts blowing in the wind then and it gets a bit scary. If he goes up too high, I can't follow. I have to pull back for my safety and for Theo's. If the branch gets too thin, it could bend and snap and he's going to come crashing down. No higher, Theo. Take a look at this. That's a king cobra. That's why they scare me. Australia has 10 out of 10 of the most venomous snakes in the world. The king cobra only ranks at number 17, but what it lacks in toxicity, it makes up for with sheer size. It's the largest venomous snake in the world. I've got one with an eye problem, and he's not happy. Called King of the Jungle, this 5-metre king cobra is one of the world's most dangerous snakes. He's also my least favourite patient. So this examination requires the master, the owner of the Australian Reptile Park, and my boss, John Weigel.
What's the problem?
Look at that right eye. He's got the skin stuck.
Right. And so is it causing him some problems, or is he...
Look, he's been continually trying to get it off. He shed well otherwise, but he's been trying to get it off, and, you know, for the guys, he's been a bit worked up.
OK, well, we can have a look.
The king has a piece of skin stuck over his eye, or a retained spectacle. It happens from time to time with snakes. They shed their skin. In some cases, it gets stuck on. This particular snake is normally cool, calm and placid, but with that piece of skin stuck on his eye, he's a different animal. He's blind in one eye, and that makes him very dangerous for us and critical that the skin comes off.
But before the scale can be removed, John has the dangerous task of catching the cobra.
I'm going in.
All right. I wouldn't say that he's mad. He knows what he's doing, but he's crazy to the point of view that, look at the size of that thing.
Picking up a king cobra is scary. There's no doubt about that. I'm painfully aware that if the snake has enough latitude, it can easily turn around and bite. And it will be a highly venomous bite.
There's a rich diversity of landscapes to be found in Tasmania. Apart from desert, it can pretty much replicate all that is found on the Australian mainland. There's dense subtropical greenery, lush fields that help feed a nation, mountain ranges that leave you in awe, and of course, it's surrounded by seas that are some of the most fertile on Earth. This is Narawntapu National Park, and it's one of the best places to view wildlife on the island.
And they call this place Tasmania's Serengeti, just like the Great Plains of Africa. But the park's important for so much more than just its grasslands. There's coastal heath, oceanfront, tidal mudflats, and a great diversity of species and habitats.
Late afternoon is the best time to witness some of Australia's most iconic species. And you don't get a better view than this. There are 3 species of wombat. Down here in Tasmania, we've got the common wombat. A bit smaller than those found on the mainland, but just as impressive.
Wombats are bulldozers of the bush. They dig elaborate burrows underground with those incredibly strong forearms. They're also equipped with a hard cartilage plate on the rump. Now, if I was a predator and I followed that wombat down the burrow, it would whack it up against the top of the burrow, try and crush my head and block his burrow.
They're extremely territorial, but most of the aggression is limited to the breeding season. Most of the time, just like this fella here, when threatened, they'll scurry off to their burrow rather than stand and fight.
Now, they sleep in them through the day, and he's just coming out for a feed. And they're herbivores, grazers, and they feed on these open grasslands.
They'll sometimes head over to the thick scrub for a forage, but on the whole, they prefer young, tender grass shoots. And when it's dry, they'll dig down with those claws to get at the roots. Because their diet is nutritionally poor, they need to conserve as much energy as possible. One way is by having a low metabolism. It'll take up to 2 weeks for food to pass through the digestive system. That lets them extract the maximum amount of nutrients from their food. And they'll graze for anything up to 8 hours a night. That's a lot of gnawing on grasses which are abrasive to teeth. But not to worry, wombats' teeth never stop growing.
Funnily enough, their closest living relative is a koala up in the tree.
Sharing the plains with the wombats are these eastern grey kangaroos. In fact, they're a subspecies of the grey, and here on Tasmania they're known as forester kangaroos. In contrast to the mainland, numbers here are drastically lower than what they used to be. Severe culling was common practice up until 50 years ago, to the point that numbers were reduced to 15% of their previous levels. Today, only small pockets exist in the northeastern and central regions of the island.
Grey kangaroos are the 2nd largest species of kangaroo in Australia. An adult male can stand taller than a man. Now, they generally live in a mob. Now, that's a loose mob just behind me there, and there'll be one big buck. He'll be the dominant male, and he'll fight off any others that come near. Then there'll be a bunch of females, and they're joeys. Now, the females can actually have two joeys at once. One dependent joey that's left the pouch but still drinking milk, and another that's fused to the teat inside. Kangaroos have one of the most energy-efficient and economical ways of getting around. They hop, and it's pretty unique in the animal kingdom. Now, what it means is they rely on elastic tendons rather than a lot of physical exertion to cover long distances.
The faster they travel, the less energy they use. It may not be in cheetah territory, but a female eastern grey was recorded at a whopping 64 kilometres per hour. Usain Bolt, eat your heart out.
It's pretty high now. No higher, Theo.
We've got a bit of a rescue situation going on here at the park.
Come on, mate.
Our boy Theo went AWOL from his enclosure and found himself up the top of a tree.
Come on, Theo. Come on, mate. Down this way, please. That's a boy.
And guess whose job it is to get up there and bring the little deserter back to base?
Little bit more, buddy, that hand. Come on. Yeah, I know you're cranky, mate. Come on, Pally. Theo's the man on a mission and he doesn't want to play ball. He's putting up a fight. So I'm trying to unhook one hand while he's grabbing on with the other. He's moving around the back of the tree. Then he starts to bite. It's not easy. Come on, pal. Come on, onto me, mate. Don't forget I'm up in the tree too, buddy.
You got him?
Yep, trying to bite.
Yeah, you happy?
Yep. OK, mate, I'm coming down now. You might have to just give me a bit of coaching on the feet, hey?
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Stay there, stay there. Hey, no tree. Good boy. Good boy. Settle down. Settle down. Theo's accepted that he's coming down, and once he's on me, he settles. But I've got to get the two of us down safely. Do you think you can grab him, mate?
Yeah, I can get him now.
Please, that claw out of my back.
Come on, Theo.
Thank you.
Come on, mate. Oh, gee, got me now. Oh. OK, shh, it's OK.
Right, time to go back to your enclosure, matey.
Well, he knows he's home, mate. He's having a good sniff.
He does. What do you think he got out?
Well, I got a suspicion, mate. Wouldn't be the first time. I reckon he's out looking for love.
Ah, Theo. You little devil, out looking for the ladies. Tim's got a theory that Theo's gotten out because he's after a girl. Now, I'm personally happy to help out any of my little male buddies here. So, Theo, we're going to see what we can do for you.
He's ready, mate. He's been calling the whole way.
Well, there's only one thing to do when you've got an amorous young koala on your hands. It's time for us to play matchmaker.
Theo is a young male, prime of his life, 3 years old, and this will be his first introduction to a female peer. Now, he's a teenager. He got halfway here last night. That's probably what he was after, so it's a pretty exciting day. Hey, mate. Yeah. And he's been grunting, like koalas do, the whole way from the yard to here.
The only question now is whether Cupid will be shooting arrows between Theo and our girl Pia.
I'm really excited for Theo. He's shown us all the signs, we've found a perfect match, and we're about to introduce them. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is little Polly. I don't think what we're about to see is something appropriate at her tender age. Good girl.
Okay.
Come over here. You might not want to see this.
Let's go, mate. Up you go. There you go. That's Pia. Be gentle. That's good. So, oh, no, he's still missing. Lift up a little. Lift her up. There we go. That's it. Good boy. Just needed a little bit of help. Excellent. Successful mating, mate.
Very successful.
She's nice and quiet too. Very easy. Perfect timing.
Oh, Polly hasn't seen a thing.
Good.
No, she hasn't seen a thing. It's OK, darling. Look at the eucalyptus trees out there.
That's it. She's finished. That was good.
That was unreal.
Excellent. That's the most perfect mating you could hope for. Wow, Theo. For a first mating, that was brilliant. He showed all the trademark skills that we want to see in a young adult male koala. Should be pretty impressed with himself.
Hopefully, Pia will give birth to another little Joey in 5 weeks' time. As for our Theo, well, he seems pretty impressed with his efforts.
Go on, give us a roar. Give us a roar. Go. Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Well done, mate.
What a day. Our little boy's a man. Theo, Theo, Theo.
Okay.
Just watch your legs.
I'm about to come face to face with one of the world's most dangerous snakes, the king cobra. If master handler John Weigel can catch it.
The biggest problem is that there's so much snake here to work with, such a small area. Okay.
After several attempts, John's finally pinned down the cantankerous cobra.
So I need some help before he wraps around. Now, a nice little safe early move might be to see if we can get him to expend some of that venom.
Oh, look at that.
Holy moly.
If somebody does get bitten, there's going to be a lot less venom that's put in than before he was milked.
So now it's actually time to get that stuck eyelid off.
How's that? Can you see him?
Yep, that's good. So there it is. Oh, sorry, buddy. It's going to feel better in a minute.
Got it. Oh, wow.
Look at that. Imagine that stuck over your eye. I've now removed the scale, but I suspect that the cobra may have another piece of skin covering his eye. I think there's one more. The eye's very opaque. There we go. Look at that.
Wow, you're right.
2.
Wow.
Hey?
That's nuts.
It's pretty rare that we'd get one piece of skin stuck on the eye. This time we had 2.
Yep, we got it, mate. Let's get out.
Yeah, I think you did well.
Now comes the risky part, releasing this cranky cobra without getting bitten.
Okay, we ready with the door, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, no hard feelings, mate.
Nothing behind you?
Big snake.
Big snake. Yeah.
Look at that.
Golly.
How many bodies in there?
Certainly enough to kill a small army. So
Yeah.
better in there than in your arm, I think. Today went very well. We have a successful operation in that the spectacles are removed. So I feel very good about today's outcome.
I'm happy with the end result. And, you know, John might still be the master, but the king is still the king.
This is Narawntapu, one of Tasmania's many national parks. One of my passions is birds, and this estuary and sandflats are so important for so many species. Just here, I've seen pied and sooty oyster catchers, red-capped plovers, and a particular favourite of mine.
These 2 very special little birds are hooded plovers right in front of me. Now, they're endangered throughout most of Australia.
The problem? Well, there's a few, but one I keep returning to is feral pests. The adult birds, they can get away, but a long incubation period and the fact chicks are flightless for 3 weeks means that for nearly 2 months, they are at the mercy of these pests. An added problem is the breeding season coincides with the holiday season. The eggs are so well camouflaged, even up close it's difficult to see them. So anyone unaware wandering along the beach could easily step on a nest. So the plover's breeding success is determined by predation from feral pests and larger birds, disturbance from dogs, horses and humans. And added to that, high seas can wash away nests, eggs and chicks. It's no wonder numbers are plummeting across Australia. If we're not careful, we could lose the lot. On the way out of Narawntapu, it's got one final little surprise for me.
Australia has some of the most unique wildlife on Earth, and the echidna has to be one of the best examples. This is an egg-laying mammal. Can you believe that? Now, echidnas are monotremes, and there's only 3 species of monotremes on Earth. There's the short-beaked echidna, found in Australia, the long-beaked echidna, found in Papua New Guinea, and the platypus. The echidna spines are perfect protection against any predator, be it a dingo, goanna, big python or an eagle. Nothing can get through that wall of spines. Their little legs and arms, they are so strong, they're able to dig into the ground and just wedge in and throw those spikes up, but they also use them for finding food. Now, they mainly eat ant eggs, termites, and they use these sharp claws to dig in, rip parts of a termite mound open or into an ant's nest, and actually use their tongue that's 20 centimetres long to lick through the little cavities and collect all of the eggs or ants, bring them back into the mouth. He's curled up in a ball. And the idea of that is to protect himself. He protects all the vital areas, the face, all the major organs, and the soft parts of his body. And he's protecting himself against any predators that might try and eat him. I'm going to put him back down now. My hands have had just about all they can take. He's spiky. And what he's going to do is use those strong arms and probably just dig himself right into the soil. He'll sit there until we're gone. There you go, mate. Thank you.